Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope you're having a really good day. I'm not having a great day. I woke up feeling under the weather. Yeah, I had a really stressful week and I think it's trying to take me out, but there's one thing we don't do in this household. We do not let the bastards get us down. So what I'm doing, other than breathing heavily into my camera, off camera, I am becoming hyper productive. That's not probably the best response to feeling stressed and under the weather, but I find that cleaning, this is our watering hole right here. I just cleaned that litter box. It's waiting to go back into its place. I'm dismantling this room. I am reclaiming this space. I want it to be a room that I feel good spending time in. And I hope to spend more time in this room in the future. And so I'm optimizing my storage solutions here. So we started that process this morning. Brian just left to go to a couple events today. And so I'm just gonna be on my own, deep cleaning this entire space and getting it in order. That is Brian's workbench, and that is an area he is gonna tackle when he gets home tonight or tomorrow. But every other surface in this room, I'm going to deep clean. I might start with like changing my clothes and getting myself in order. But when you decide that you're gonna get down and dirty, it almost feels like not worth doing, but I'm gonna prioritize myself and then get to the rest. I got the Cool Girl water bottle too, by the way. I just filled this up again. When I was at Target and I saw them, I knew I needed it, and I decided I would switch out the bottle with a different thing. I wonder if anyone else did that, if they bought their bottle in person, if they made a custom colorway. That's not the point. The point is that we are cleaning up and we are gonna be dropping these books off to a book trade box, you know, those little libraries you see all around town. A couple of them I'm keeping. I really want to keep these books of Brian's because they're very vintage and cool. I think they'll make nice decor. And then I thought I would read these two books when I had time. I say that as if it's never going to happen, because whoever feels that they have time. I want to read. I want to read in 2025, and I feel like as we approach the second half of the fourth quarter, now's the time to start practicing things we want to do in the new year so that when we fail at doing them, we can start over again. And is this a bug? It's like is it alive or is it dead? I don't know. It's like a stink bug, but it looks different. Weird. I need to get rid of that. Okay. It's not a cockroach. Thank God. I lived in a slum apartment one time down on Maryland Avenue. I was in contact with the building maintenance team for weeks about my cabinets that were about to fall off the wall. And thank God I had it in writing. But one day they did, and that was awful. And it was just filled with rats, not rats. It was filled with mice and it was filled with roaches. And it was a terrible living situation. I digress. If you live with any type of vermin, I feel for you because that is so rough. I mean, it was like a literal nightmare. But that's what living in apartment buildings is like sometimes. And there you have no control. It's terrible. I feel like having a home is like my greatest achievement in life because I'm in total control. And, you know, it's important to take control of the things that you can, because then you can like kind of distinguish like what you don't have control over. And that was sort of a theme in my week this week. It's like, I just can't control some things. I can't control the way, you know, people perceive the world, can't control the way people respond to their perceptions, can't control the outcome of, you know, the outcome of things. You just can't control it. So I am grasping for control in healthy ways that are productive and meaningful to me And that's how I'm spending my day today. I did not want to not record because I feel like this little online space is like a diary of sorts. It's where I share and extend myself. And it's where I've gotten to meet so many cool people, sometimes online, but sometimes in person. I actually met up last night with Mo, who I met through my channel here. She lives in Baltimore. We went out and had mocktails and burgers, and it was very fun. It was very nice to just relate to somebody and to listen to somebody that's not inside your head, because that's who I spend the most time with, is me inside my head. But anyway, this is my bookshelf. I'm gonna, I don't know, I actually love all the books on this shelf. I've read most, some of them not so much. A lot of the larger books are my knitting books or crochet books. I used to collect quite a few from the book thing. I'm a little hesitant more now than before to bring home things like books, because what if it had like bugs in it? Like this one. Anyway, yeah, I can't believe there's just a bug sitting next to me. Has it moved? I should get rid of it now. Anyway, I'm going to go through my bookshelf. I'm gonna dust it clean, and I'm gonna keep you all updated throughout the day on the progress I make on the room. But here it is, as I just started to dive in, and we're gonna get going. So here is the start of my progress on cleaning the office and making it cozy. Sheepy and I are taking a break because she wants to search for cat food. I have changed my clothes, I have brushed my teeth, I have washed my face. I did all the human things humans do at the start of their day. I don't know what time it is. It's one of those days where I'm not watching the clock. I'm just gonna keep moving. And I probably won't find the time to go roller skating, but I don't know, maybe I'll stop and skate anyway. It's Saturday and the weather is very nice outside. We'll do a brief little garden tour while Shippy looks for more cat food to scavenge, and Scab gets her grass fix. The peach has dropped almost all of its leaves, and it has tons of new growth, which means tons to prune back. I did get advice on my channel to wait to prune it until the end of winter, beginning of spring, but I kind of want to prune it sooner than that. I just, that's what I want to do. We don't have harsh winters here. It's not all that cold. It does not get brutally cold. And I feel like I'd rather the tree form fewer buds. I don't know. Am I wrong? If I'm wrong to want to prune it at the beginning of winter, well, you know, like the nights are like not even freezing yet. I'm probably going to rip not this weekend, probably after Thanksgiving, or maybe Thanksgiving weekend. If my beans ever stop producing, they're kind of just looking pretty sad. But there's still more beans to grow, so I'm gonna leave them for now, but these beans are coming down. And then I found these sticks. I don't know if someone was collecting them, but I found these sticks in the alley. They might have just fallen from a tree. I don't know. I have no idea. But I thought I would reinforce my border because they were quite large, and I thought they might help make my stick border more significant. But here is the garden tour. I'm still getting some cherry tomatoes that are ripening, so I'm kind of just leaving things alone right now. I do try to blow the leaves into the garden beds, and I will turn on my sprinkler to try to regrow some of this grass that completely died. I mean, it had died dead for I would probably say a few months. It was just dead. And I've tried to harvest almost everything, but there's still some peppers on my pepper plant, and we haven't gotten a real hard frost yet. It's like November, it's like mid-November. I mean, we might have gotten a mild frost, like it might have dropped to like 32, but like we have not gotten, I mean, even my coleus are hanging on, you know? So that's how mild it has been here, and I'm not planning to do anything outside this weekend. It is going to be inside, deep clean, like the deepest of clean. Like I might even paint some of my baseboards, because that's how, I feel like that's the only time you could like ever paint a baseboard is after you've like almost cleaned everything above them and everything around them, which is like the floor. So I'm gonna do some touch up. I'm gonna make the room feel super fresh. I hope that's the goal. And I'm gonna go back inside because I'm freezing right now. I'm wearing my Eagles t-shirt because Saquon Barkley, did you see him hurdle that player in the game? Just like Google Saquon Barkley hurdle and you'll find it. It was incredible. I watched it in real time. It was amazing. And I would very much love to have a big potato meatball of a dog and name him Saquon Barkley. I think Saquon would be a really good dog name because of Barkley. You know what I mean? Okay, let's go back inside.
What? Do you want a treat? Do you want a treat?
One thing I also have done this past week was clean. Well, I haven't cleaned it. It needs to be cleaned. That's why it's still empty. But I cleared the entryway. I think I'm gonna get rid of that basket for the winter decor. I'm kind of just tired of looking at the same thing, and it tends to accumulate stuff that I don't want to look at. But this is our little welcoming area in the front of our house. It is a makeshift piece of furniture. The back legs couldn't fit behind the radiator, so I disassembled them. I have them in storage, and there's like a piece of wood so that this just kind of sits on top of the radiator, and it is where we keep our dog treats and our churros for the kitty cats, and you know, a little diffuser. I'm not a huge fan of Fraser Fur fragrance diffusers. This is the second one I've tried. This was like $10 at Nordstrom. You see this brand at discount stores everywhere. And I haven't tried many diffusers from that brand, but I just don't like it. I don't like the Fraser Fur diffuser scent personally. Candles, love. Room spray, love. There's something about it. It just never works. It never works. But why am I rambling about this? I'm gonna decorate the foyer for the winter season, and I wanna deep clean it first. And I think I need to also touch up the paint here a little bit. It's kind of gotten scuffed and whatnot. So I'm gonna find some new decorations. I even have some candy that I bought, which was weird. I must have been very hungry when I went to the grocery store after work because I never buy candy. But there's something about Aldi that just sucks me into the junk food. Maybe I'll take you to Aldi with me this season, because I know that when I had done a Vlogmas video a few years ago now, maybe 2 years ago, a lot of you liked the grocery store segment, because that's one thing about all of us connecting here online. We have very different grocery stores. And I'm watching still that New to Me podcast.
Do not worry.
And something that is trending in Lebanon on TikTok is like these older men reviewing like the price they pay for various staple food items at different grocers, and it's very entertaining. And I thought maybe you're interested. I don't know, we'll see. Probably not. Let me know if you are. I just got back upstairs from my kombucha break in the garden, and this is the progress so far, which is almost no progress, but I am starting from the top down. So I did take down this pothos. It was just very dusty, and I like to give my pothos haircuts about semi-annually. So I think Brian might be sad to know that it's no longer hanging above the door, but it's just something I felt like I needed to do because I want this room to feel fresh. I want it to feel clean. I want it to feel new. And so there's a lot to do in terms of that. You can see this desk. I love it because it's like iconic, but it's also like pure metal and it oxidizes no matter what is happening. It just doesn't have a finish. I'm gonna pull all of these things a little away from the wall so I can kind of clean under them and feel like I have a good sense of cleanliness in this room because we do have a litter box over here and we usually have one under this desk. I think that they're both gonna stay up here. I don't know if 2 are really necessary, honestly. Might rather have a 3rd in the basement, but I have a lot to do. I'm gonna try to do as much as I can, as fast as I can, and I'm gonna check in a moment. So far, I've only really addressed the plants, which often need a little bit of upkeep. I repotted this spider plant, which seems a bit happier now. I fertilized it, gave it a little fresh soil, and I fixed up those babies over there, and I cut this guy back. I think I said that already, but if I didn't use that footage, here is a close-up of her. She has some new cuttings from the shower pothos tucked in there. And this one is in the bathtub right now, and she is cut back for the first time ever. So I'm a little worried about that, but I think it'll do well. And I'm gonna clean up all this dirt and plant debris and start to really begin the process of cleaning this room because I feel like I have procrastinated for a little too long. I believe I'm halfway done. I did hand wash my floors and the baseboards, and for the first time ever, I figured out how to wash my radiator. I used a microfiber towel, hot soapy water, got it in between all the things. It's never been cleaner. My nose feels even more stuffed up. But I'm ready to paint the trim. There's some areas where the floor refinishing kind of got onto the trim paint and it looks kind of like, you see that corner there? That's a really bad corner. So I'm gonna touch up those areas. I moved the speakers like flush with the front of the desk, but then I realized in the doorway, it doesn't look quite as nice having that gap there. So I'll probably push them back. I think it looks better when you're standing here to see them against the wall anyway. So there's that. Brian's gonna clean his desk. That's what he said. And I'm gonna wrap this up. I thought I might do my closet today. But that's not gonna happen. This closet is ceiling high and there's actually 2 rows of hangers. So this is like my off-season wardrobe and all of my things that I don't keep in the basement. So I'm gonna clean this space, get it really nice. And then as soon as that is clean and tidy, I'm going to tackle this, but I'm not gonna do it this weekend. I'm not gonna do it next weekend, although I might. But I will tackle it before the year end. We are almost done. I don't think this table has ever looked so clean. Brian still has some things he's gonna sort through, and this is the final office space. The hallway is still a little messy, but I'm gonna clean that stuff up soon. And there you have it. Took all day. I don't think this room has been this clean since we moved in. I dusted every surface except for the couch. The couch I kind of just left alone. I think next time I vacuum, I did vacuum it last week, but that cat bed could use a once over. And that's it for this week's episode. Thanks for joining me on this journey today. I feel like I'm ready for the future of clean living. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, have a good week, and take care.